Morning, everyone. This is Melanie Karam over at AgentLink. Thanks so much for joining us today. We're going to give everybody just a few more seconds to finish rolling in. But yeah, we've got a great webinar for you today. So we'll be right back with you in just a few seconds. Thanks, everybody. Alrighty, people are still rolling in, but we'll go ahead and get started with introductions and some housekeeping items. Thank you all so much for joining us. Our GoToWebinar platform looks a little bit different, so I was in a little bit of a panic this morning, but I'm glad you all were able to log in and see us, and we'll have a great webinar today with this new platform, which I'm kind of excited about now that I'm done panicking. Chad, thank you so much for joining us from Ameritas. You always do such a great job for our brokers, and we appreciate you. Couple quick housekeeping items. Chad cannot see the questions as they come in. So if he gets a chance to pause, he'll ask me if there's anything that we need to go over, or we'll address any questions that you submit at the end of the webinar. So feel free to type in questions as you think of them. But Chad just won't be able to see them. But we'll be sure to address all those for you. With that, again, Melanie, this is Melanie at AgentLink, and we just appreciate you all for joining us. We've got a pretty good list of people joining us today. So we appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to join us and learn more about Ameritas. And Chad, you can get started whenever you like.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Melanie. Thanks to AgentLink, and thanks to everyone joining in today. Really appreciate it. And as Melanie said, taking your time to learn more about Ameritas. So some of you may be new to Ameritas, may be new to individual dental and vision. So today, just kind of want to make those introductions. Who we are, what we do, what helps set Ameritas apart. Also talk just a little bit about the dental market, the opportunities in it. But we'll kind of do deep dive into the plans that are available, the quote and enrollment process, and some of the tools that are available to you to help market more dental and vision. So I will look to kind of pause for some questions that come up, but whatever we miss, we'll come back and be sure to grab at the end. So maybe one of the more important slides, it's my contact information. So please, if you will, grab that and reach out to me for anything I can do for you at Ameritas as it relates to individual dental and vision plans. I'm Chad Knese. I'm one of our managing directors for individual dental and vision. My phone number, it is a mobile, 317-538-3055. So if you like texting, want to text questions, that's fine. Call or email. I'm chad.knese@ameritas.com. And I'll have this contact information for everyone else, or for everyone once again during the question and answer session. So let's go ahead and get started and first talk a little bit about that demand for dental and vision. Now, today, there's some 72 million Americans that are estimated to lack dental insurance. That's 3 times the number that lack health insurance. So dental coverage really is one of the largest gaps in our healthcare system today. And I always love to say this, but with dental and vision, it really is an opportunity for anyone that you meet. Anyone 18 and over is a potential client for a dental and vision plan. You have to be at least 18 to own it. We can, of course, include younger dependents to policies, but 18 and up. There is no maximum issue age. So again, just a lot of opportunity to talk about dental and vision to any of your potential clients out there. And dental insurance, if it's not already for you, certainly can be a door opener. And that prior slide is a big reason why. People need it, and most of them, or a large percentage of them, lack it. So if you are not already offering dental and vision, I encourage you, because if it's not you, it is possibly someone else. We know, and certainly a lot of people use that dental and vision to kind of open doors to new clients. So Again, make sure you're including it. You have it in your conversations anytime that you're talking to clients. And with your existing clients, it's just going to help strengthen that relationship. It's, again, a product that a lot of them need and want. Dental is also a year-round selling opportunity. There's no enrollment period, anything like that. So you can offer and enroll clients for dental and vision 365 days out of the year. And it really is a simple enrollment process. There's no underwriting. That means there's no policy follow-up. As you'll see with our platform, it's just a simple kind of online entry, application, submit, and go. So with your existing clients, if you go back and kind of market and ask them about dental and vision, it does create a low acquisition cost with a reoccurring commission opportunity. Another area to think about dental and vision, it's with your Medicare Advantage. Now, we know, and I'm sure a lot of you offer Medicare. And traditional Medicare, we know, doesn't include dental, denture, and vision. And a lot of Advantage plans now do have dental benefit, maybe some of them backing off a bit in it, but sometimes maybe it's just not enough. Clients they want more, or maybe they see some of the benefits of standalone options to that Advantage plan. A lot of times with standalone, you've got bigger, better coverage. There can be extra value whenever you do choose a network provider. We'll look at what some of that looks like here as well. And this part I really love. It's a standalone dental option. So as long as your client keeps the plan, continues to pay premium on it, the policy stays with them. So today, maybe you've got a client that has an Advantage plan that's got some dental benefit, but next year it doesn't. Or maybe next year that plan's not right for them. They change plans and maybe they lose some of that dental benefit. So again, this policy stays and travels with your client. And as we'll see, some of those benefits get bigger and better over time. One other really big benefit, we don't coordinate benefit. So that means if your client has, say, an Advantage plan and it's got some dental benefit, if it's not enough, if they want more, great. You can stack us up next to it. And whatever that provider submits to us, we're going to treat it as a primary claim. So again, no coordination of benefit. Now, Ameritas, if you're not already familiar with us, we're a mutual company. We've been around for about 170 plus years. We're based in Lincoln, Nebraska, and we do business in all states. There's only one state in which our dental and vision plan is not available. That's Massachusetts. Now, some of the plans might vary a little bit by state, but you can expect some of the same basic benefits and features that help Ameritas stand out no matter where you are, no matter where you write, no matter where your clients might live. And Ameritas, we appeared in the news a few times here this past year in Money as one of the best dental insurance plans. CNN Underscored has ranked us as one of the best dental insurance companies. And for a couple straight years, Forbes Advisor has ranked Ameritas as one of the, our Prime Star Complete plan as one of the best dental insurance plans for seniors. Reason I share this one, it's just to first let you know, Ameritas does dental. You know, we've been doing it since 1959. And whenever you offer us, it's always going to be some of the most comprehensive, some of the best coverage in the industry. So hopefully just confidence that as you share and you offer Ameritas, we're going to take good care of you and your clients when it comes to their dental. Few of the reasons, or at least a few of the differentiators, all of our plans have a feature called Preventive Plus. So that means none of the preventive care counts towards the maximum. And you'll see what that looks like on the plans here in just a second. We have no waiting periods on our preventive, basic, or major services. Now, there is just one state exception to that. Anybody joining in from Washington today, that plan looks a little bit different. But again, everywhere else, no waiting periods, preventive, basic, or major service. We have one of the nation's largest networks. We are a PPO, so your clients can go in or out of network for service. Of course, better value when you choose a network provider. We'll see what that looks like here as well. All of our plans offer credit for prior coverage. That means your clients can jump into a higher level of co-insurance day one. Now, when it comes to enrollment, we do a next day effective date. And that's really important, right? Because when do most clients realize or need or want dental insurance? It's probably when something's gone wrong. Like, oh gosh, I need to get into the dentist. I need, maybe it's just preventive service. I need to get in for a cleaning. Maybe I've got a cavity. Maybe I've got a toothache. You can enroll a client today. Coverage can start as soon as tomorrow. And again, there are no waiting periods on any of those services. Our rates were simply based on zip code. There's no age, there's no gender. So the price for an 18-year-old female is the same price as an 88-year-old male. It's just based on that zip code. We don't do enrollment fees, app fees, association fees, anything like that. During the enrollment process, there's no email verification, no texting, anything like that. Again, just a simple submit. We don't ask, we don't need, and we will not require Social Security numbers. And for your payment options, we'll take either credit card or EFT. And there are no additional charges, anything like that for credit card payment. Now, credit for prior coverage. I'm going to come back to that feature because it's a really big deal and can be a really big benefit for your clients. Again, it's available on all of our plans in all but 2 states, New Mexico, and once again, they're Washington. So every other state, all of our plans, this feature is available. The qualification for it, your client has to have had continuous coverage for at least 12 months. They have to enroll into Ameritas within at least 60 days from the termination of that plan. And that plan could be either a group plan, an individual plan. Doesn't matter, either or. And what this was really kind of built for was that client that's retiring. So here's an example. I'm 65. I've worked at this employer for years. I've always had maybe group coverage. I'm leaving it behind. What do? Well, transitioning over to that individual plan, it gives them a little extra incentive to act now. Because whenever I terminate or I leave that group plan, that benefit that I've had, if I enroll within 60 days of its termination, again, I jump into the higher level of co-insurance. So that's a really specific area to kind of look at it or remember it. But again, it can be any individual plan, group plan, as long as you've got those qualifiers. 12 months and enroll within 60 days of the termination of the plan. Really easy to kind of qualify for this. It's all online. There's nothing else you need to send us, fax us, anything like that on the prior coverage. Whenever you get to step 3 of our application, it's called credit for prior coverage. You just enter in the necessary information. The current carrier name, the policy number, and the termination date. That's it. Give us those 3 things and your client automatically bumps to that higher level of co-insurance. So let's kind of see what that means for the specifics of the plans. And I put this slide in here just to kind of give you a real quick overview. I know this is difficult to read, but just kind of set the stage for the 3 different plans that we offer. They're all called the Prime Star series. There's Prime Star Care Lite, Boost, and Complete. Each plan is kind of built with a different client in mind, different price points, different benefits. But again, anyone over 18 can purchase any of our plans. The Prime Star Care Lite kind of built it's a lower premium with more of a focus on preventive care. The Boost plan, kind of a balanced option, good price point, and more family focused. Care Complete, that's the one kind of mentioned, recognized as the senior plan. It's got bigger benefits and a little bit higher price point, but also a hearing benefit that may appeal to a lot of your senior clients as well. So let's look at each one of these. The PrimeStar Care Lite, this one usually, depending upon your zip code, you're probably going to see it about $25 to $30. And again, anyone can purchase it, but built with more preventive care in mind. So where we start on this one, it's $750 as far as the first year maximum. Now remember, preventive plus. That means none of the client's preventive care counts towards the maximum. That $750 is reserved for your basic and major services. Now, year two, that benefit, that maximum, it's going to jump up to $1,500. And again, $1,500 for the basic and major services. This is going to look pretty consistent on all the plans. The deductible is $0 on your preventive care. It's just $50 for that basic and major. And then the preventive care, it's 100% covered right out of the gate, no waiting period. And I mentioned we're a PPO, go in or out of network for your services, but here you can see better value when I choose a network provider. In most of our states, if I go out of network, it does reduce your coinsurance. So on this one, 100% first year on your preventive in network. I start at 50 on my basic services, and I'm at 10% on any of those majors. Majors, this is going to be things like crowns, bridges, dentures. On this plan, we do not cover implants. We do, just not on your PrimeStar Care Lite. That's intentional to kind of keep the lower price point. So you got a client, as you might figure, that needs more comprehensive work, more stuff that's going to get done. You probably want to lean into one of the other two plans. This one here, again, lower price point, just some basic benefit. Year two, again, already mentioned it goes to $1,500, and then those coinsurance levels go to 180/20. So with that credit for prior coverage that I mentioned, I come in at the higher coinsurance levels. So the max stays the same for the first year, and that is policy year. So 12 months, right? I enroll a client today, 12 months from now, they jump into that year two benefit. But with credit for prior coverage, I start day one at the 180/20 in network on my coinsurance levels. Next up, it's the PrimeStar Care Boost. And this one we kind of call the family plan. Again, anybody can purchase it. Price point, usually about $35 to $45 based on, again, your zip code. We start at $1,000 benefit, and that applies to your basic and major services. Remember, preventive plus, none of the preventive care counts towards the max. Year two, this jumps up to the $2,500. Whoops, this jumps up to the $2,500 amount. Deductibles, those remain the same, 0 and 50. You can see here the preventive care starts at 100. And reason I guess we kind of say family plan, for younger clients, the children included maybe to the policy. You've got the fluoride, the sealants, the space maintainers, things like that included to this. The basic services, those start at 65% day one, jump up to 80 in the second. Major services start at 20% in network. They go to 50 in year two. And the major services on this one, you can see over in the right-hand column there, applies to crowns, bridges, dentures. We even got teeth whitening on included on this one, really popular item, as well as implants. The ortho, this is for anyone under age 19. So again, that's where we kind of feel it fits the family kind of plan, if you will. It's 15% in the first year, 50% second, and it is a lifetime max per child or anyone under age 19 of $1,000. Credit for prior coverage on this plan, I still come in at that $1,000 first year max for the basic and major services, but my credit for prior coverage pushes the coinsurance to 180/50 as soon as day one in network. So again, there's some of that benefit. There's some of that the value of the credit for prior coverage that mentioned. All right, third kind of final plan, it's the PrimeStar Care Complete. And with this one, again, anybody can purchase, right? But more of your senior client in mind. Higher price point, usually about $45 to maybe $55. And what you get, it's $2,000 maximum first year. Last time I'll say it, but remember that maximum, that 2,000, that applies to your basic and major services. None of the preventive care counts towards the max. Year two, this jumps all the way up to 3,500 for the basic and major services. And we can see the deductibles remain the same, 0 and 50. My preventive care in network, that's again covered at 100%. My basic services all the way up at 80% day one. That jumps up to 90 in the second. So really big deal there. 90% on any of the basic services. In major, I start again here at my 20% first year, first day, and I jump up to 50 in the second. Included on the major services, crowns, bridges, dentures, and yes, again, implants covered on your Prime Star Care Complete. It also has a hearing benefit. And with the hearing, what maybe the best way to describe the hearing is an example. You enroll your client today to a Prime Star Care Complete, and a couple weeks from now, they've got an appointment with their audiologist. They can get that annual exam covered up to $75. And if they need hearing aids, they can get $200 per ear in the first year, $400 if it's year two or later. That's per ear. So I go to the audiologist. I'm told I need hearing aids. I need one for each ear. So that's a total of $400 plus the $75 exam. That's $475 your client can get reimbursed to them first year without any waiting period on this. I realize, hearing aids can get pretty expensive, but remember, this is your dental plan offering a hearing aid benefit. So again, up to $475 without any waiting period. There is no network for this. And that reimbursement, that $475 would not count towards my $2,000. That's just a separate kind of benefit for the client. So the $2,000 still remains and exists for any and all my basic services as far as dental is concerned. So with this one on the credit for prior coverage, again, I'll stay at that $2,000 first year max, but I come in day one in network at $190.50. So really rich co-insurance levels there, really solid benefit for any of your clients. All right, I've already mentioned. You know what? I should probably pause there. Melanie, any questions that have come up so far, just related to the plans?
Yeah, we've got a couple. The first one was if a client goes to a dentist that doesn't accept insurance and they submit it for reimbursement, how long does that process usually take?
Yeah, good question. Out of network reimbursement is usually probably 10 to 15 days.
Okay, perfect. And you were talking about family plans, and he's asking, does that mean like a husband and a wife can both be on the same policy, or like, is there a maximum how many people can be under one?
Another good question. Yeah, thank you. So with our plans, husband and wife can have their own policies. They can also go on the same policy. So whenever I enroll, I can enroll me, I can enroll my spouse, I can enroll any and all of my dependents. So I've got 7 kids, I can enroll all 7 into one plan. The price point does not change until you get to 3 or more. So if that makes sense, right? Like everybody gets their own benefit. I'm going to skip back. On the Prime Star Care Boost plan, using that one as an example, everybody gets their $1,000 max for the basic and major. Everybody gets their own plan, but the price doesn't increase once you get to 3 or more on a plan.
Perfect. And are you going to go over pricing? Because that was one of the questions too, what the price range is on the plans.
Yeah, you bet. I'll
I'm
kind of
guessing
review.
you just hadn't got to that part yet.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yep.
And the deductible, is it annual from policy date?
It is from the policy date. Yeah,
Okay.
all of our plans are going to be a benefit year, policy year. So you enroll a client today, 12 months from now, um, it kind of resets. You move into year 2 of the plan.
Perfect. And and you said there is no network for the hearing doctors, right? They go to anybody they want and then get reimbursed.
That's correct. Yeah, any qualified retailer. Yep.
Perfect. That was one of the other questions. Um, Okay, here's an interesting question. I don't know if this is too nuanced, but it says if you have an older Ameritas plan and you're in the middle of having major dental work, can you move over to a newer plan in the middle of work? Or do you need to wait until your current treatment plan is done?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's one probably reach out to us on. Some
Okay.
of that will depend upon where you are on your policy. We do allow you to upgrade a plan. Like today, let's say I start up my light, wish I had more coverage. After the first policy year, I can upgrade my policy into a newer or bigger, better benefit. And we help the client kind of coordinate that and take care of it to kind of
Perfect.
move forward any of their claims history and everything else.
Okay. And then there's one about Medicare Advantage plan. So if they have some dental coverage on their Advantage plan, can they also use this one? Can they use two insurances for coverage
You could.
if they have?
Yeah, you bet. That's a good question, and we see that all the time. So that's where yes, you can stack us up next to an Advantage plan. Any of the policies will work, um, and we do not coordinate benefit. So that's really up then to the provider. However they submit claim, but whatever they submit to us, we're going to treat it and as a primary claim and pay it.
Okay,
So yes, you certainly can
perfect.
do that.
Awesome. Great questions, everybody. I
Yeah, they
think
are.
that's it for right now. If I missed any, I will try to get them before the end of the session, or at least email you. I will do a webinar recap. This is being recorded, so you guys will all get an email from me at the end. And if you have any additional questions, you can always email me, and we'll be sure to get them all answered.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks.
All right. Well, let's pivot a little bit to network. I've talked about it, kind of the importance of it, and the value, I guess, of choosing that network provider. So today, Ameritas is one of the nation's largest networks, and it is our own Ameritas network. There's a few different ways you can measure that. Access points is one of them. 727,000 different, locations, access points. I think the better measure is the unique providers. That's the actual number of dentists. And today, Emeritus, our number hovers around 145,000. So it's a really good chunk. It's a really good percentage of the total dentist population in the country already participate in the Emeritus network. So there is plenty of opportunity for you and your clients to find that network provider. And whenever you do, you're going to see immediate discount off those regular rates. It will be at least 25%, sometimes as much as 50 off of the regular rate. So what that means, and here's kind of an example of it. But today I've got an issue with my tooth, and I go into the dentist, and they tell me I need a crown. Crown is one of our most common claims, especially in that major category. And I'm told the crown's going to cost me almost $1,200, $1,194. So a little bit of sticker shock. Wish I had dental insurance. Tonight I go home, I talk to you. You enroll me into Ameritas Dental and Vision. So tomorrow I go back into that same dentist who happens to be in the Ameritas network. Just because I am now an Ameritas member, I'm going to get at least 25%, maybe as much as 50% off that regular rate. That means the cost of my crown went from $1,194 down to $647. That's just the network discount. That's before we look at the insurance itself. So now remember, a crown, we're going to cover 20% of that. So that means the real cost of the client is $518. And if this happens in year 2 or Maybe it's year one and I had the credit for prior coverage. Remember, we're covering 50% of that crown. That means the real cost to the client is just $324. That's 73% savings as soon as day one. So that's significant benefit, real value, and a kind of real life example of how that network benefit can work for your clients. And again, network, one of the largest, continues to grow. And today we actually also have a growing network in Mexico for any of your clients that may use or take advantage of that as well. But providers can visit, or I'm sorry, clients can visit any provider in any state. So, they vacation, snowbirds, whatever it is, don't worry about it. Wherever they go, they can visit any provider. All right, let's get to what that quote and enrollment process looks like. I was going to pivot out to a kind of live version, but I'll stick to this just to make sure something doesn't go wrong there. But it really is easy to both quote and enroll. So our plans, I think, are some of the best. Our network, it's one of the largest. But I think our quote and enrollment process is kind of the fastball. It really is just super simple and easy. Once you've appointed, and if you haven't already, just get in touch with the team at Agent Link. They'll get you set up. If you've already appointed, you already have one. It's called your Pearl. It's your personal URL, and it's how you both quote and enroll clients for coverage. This is what it's going to look like. It's currently a couple people jogging, and the most important thing is to look for your name in the top right-hand corner. So if you can see there on the screen, this is mine, kind of just for demo purposes, but make sure it is your name, because this would be then your Pearl. You can drop it to your desktop, save it as a favorite. It's a link, so it means you can even include it to your email signature. If you've got a website, you can add the link for Dental and Vision to your homepage. However you want to market, whatever you want to do with it. But any client that visits this can self-enroll from your link, or that can be really valuable. Things get busy, right? Like, gosh, we talked a little bit about Dental and Vision today. We didn't get it knocked out, but you know what? Here's my link. You can go ahead and check out a few of the plans and even quote and enroll yourself for coverage. Or, of course, you can walk the clients through it in person. You can do it from your mobile phone. You can do it from a laptop, desktop, however you want to do it. Just really easy to do. And the first step is entering in that zip code. Because we mentioned earlier, that's how we determine pricing, right? No age, no nothing, just zip code based. So enter in your zip code. It will only pull the available plans and the specific pricing to that zip code. So I enter in the zip, and from there, it's going to ask me if I want dental. Yes, I do. It'll ask me if I want vision, because again, we do dental and vision independently. I can do just dental, I can do just vision, or I can bundle the two up together. So I then tell it how many people need coverage. It's me and my spouse, it's me and my two kids, however many number of dependents. So again, dental, vision, dependents, and I'm into my quote. Now, here's a little bit of that pricing. This is based on my area. Again, you want to check out your specifics, but that Prime Star Care Lite, you're usually going to see it probably about $25 to $30. The Prime Star Care Boost, usually about 35 to 45-ish. You can see here in my area is just a little bit more. And then that Prime Star Care Complete, usually $45 to $55. Of course, those are going to change based on your zip code, but those are some of the averages. So this is it. This is what the quote looks like. I've got all three of my plans. I can open it up. I can look at the plan details, which one offered ortho. I can't remember. I can open it up. I can look. I can see any and all those co-insurance levels, the plan details. Really easy to kind of check out and navigate. Here's that Find a Provider button. And this button is the same no matter which one you click. If you see it right there under the select plan, but no matter which one I click on, it takes me to the Ameritas Provider search. Now, remember, Anyone it pulls up on that page, it will have already carried over the zip code that I entered in earlier. So it's given me any and all of the dentists in this zip code. And then I can look through it. I can search by dentist name. I can just look at any and all the providers. But remember that anyone that shows up on that page is considered in network. That means at least 25%, sometimes as much as 50% off those regular rates. We will try and highlight on the provider search some of those that are offering a deeper discount. So keep that in mind, and you'll see those kind of highlighted in a magenta kind of pink color on the provider search tool. But I can access the network. I found that my provider, I'm good to go. I really like this Prime Star Care Lite plan. All I need to do is then hit select. Click my select button. It'll ask me if I want to include vision to it. I didn't really cover a lot of the vision, but it'll give me my 2 vision options. The biggest difference between the 2 vision plans that we offer, it's network. With dental, it is our own Ameritas network. With vision, we partner with 2. There's iMed and there's VSP. That's the biggest difference between the 2. So a lot of that just kind of determine, which network your client goes to for their vision coverage. But again, 2 really solid vision options, no waiting periods on any of those benefits for your vision coverage. So I select my plan. Again, I like that Prime Star Care Lite. Click on it. And here you can see I'm checking out. I've got my dental plan. I've included vision. And everything starts with an effective date. So I choose when I want my policy to start. That can be as soon as next day. I can also push that out as much as 90 days. Whatever is best for you and your client, you can choose any date. So just remember, whatever date you choose, that's when the coverage begins. And that's whenever we start billing your client for the policy. Next up, it's the email. Your clients don't have to, but encourage them to include an email address. If they do, we'll go ahead and just email them right after the application's complete. Give them access to the member portal where they can get temporary ID cards. Now, you can see here, this is a real live look. Well, I guess this isn't the live look, but this is what your application really looks like. 6 steps: applicant information. And remember, this is basic stuff: name, address, date of birth. We don't need the social security number. We're going to ask for the same information of dependents, if any. If you don't have any, you just skip this section. Step 3, there's that credit for prior coverage that I mentioned. So if I'm looking to qualify my client for credit for prior coverage, this is where I answer any and all those questions. I enter in that carrier name, the plan number, the termination date. Automatically graduates my client to that next level of coinsurance. Nothing else you need to do. It's done right there in step 3. Step 4, just review the plan. Here's what we're looking at. These are the benefits. This is the price. Step 5, enter in the payment information: credit card, checking, savings, whatever form of payment they want to add in there. Drop it in, move to the agreement section, and this is your final page. This is where you just look one last time at the plan, some of the state limitations, exclusions, anything like that that might be included. Down at the bottom, you'll see a submit button. That's it. You hit submit, policy's issued. It's done. It's set up with the effective date you requested. Your client, if they gave us an email address, again, they're going to get notification. Whatever email address we have for you on file, you get an email notification, and it's good to go. So a really simple, easy, not just quote, but enrollment process, all done online, all done again from your mobile phone, any kind of internet connection that you've got. So with that, I'll shift gears here just one more time, but it really does make it valuable to kind of promote your Pearl, your personal URL. And we've got a lot of different opportunities to kind of grab some things to kind of market and share with your clients that you can do that. Our website, you don't need to log in to access this. It's just explore.ameritas.com/agent marketing. It's a little bit clunky, but you can capture it right there. Again, explore.ameritas.com/agent marketing. Once you land on this page, you'll see an agent resource tab up top. You can see the one we've got highlighted here. It's share with clients. Here's the cutout over to the right. This is where you can access any and all of the material, your plan details, your brochures. They're available in both English and Spanish. And you can see any and all the potential state variations for both dental and vision. You can open these up. You can personalize the materials, put your name, your contact information, whatever you want to do with it. Down at the bottom, there's this additional resource button you see here. But this is where you can find other things and other marketing materials you can share with client. One of them is a social media option. So, here's an example of promoting your pearl. Maybe some of you are already doing it. Maybe you want to do more of it, but promoting on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, anything like that, we've got pre-approved ads out there ready for you to grab and drop anywhere you want them. And you can include your pearl to it. A couple of them might be examples like, hey, are you thinking about dental and vision insurance? Hey, do you know the benefits of dental? And it kind of rolls through a few things. And right there, you can put in your pearl. Clients can actually access your link from any of those ads and quote and enroll themselves for coverage. Whenever they do, remember, you get an email notification that it's completed and that it was done. So again, a great way to capture new clients or just offer dental and vision to your existing. Now, a couple other ways that you can do it. Most importantly, it's just ask those questions, right? Whenever you're sitting down with a client, basic stuff. Hey, do you have dental and vision insurance? When's your next dental appointment? Do you have anything significant coming up this year as far as your dental needs? Just some real basic, soft, easy questions to kind of introduce it to your client. And again, I think if you're not already, you'll be shocked how many clients have demand, have need, and want dental and vision coverage. So ask those questions. We do also have some pre-approach letters. You've never offered dental and vision, you want to include it. Can send out a letter. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Client, number of studies show just how important dental and vision is to our overall health. I now offer a few different options from Ameritas. You can even include your link, whatever it might be. And again, here you go. Just promoting dental and vision, putting it out there to your clients. Here's a few of those social media posts that I mentioned. Just a couple of examples right there. In the middle of the screen, down at the bottom, there's a postcard option that's available for you. You can use it as a stuffer to other stuff you're sending out. You can drop it in mailboxes, however you might want to use it. But you can also personalize this piece. And here's a kind of cool little thing. We've seen a lot more of it. But remember, your link, it's just a URL. It's a pearl. So that means with any link, you can create a QR code. And it really does take just minutes to do. In fact, on explore.ameritas.com, we've got instructions for you on how to do that. Make your own QR code and include it to some of your printed material. Maybe things like this postcard. Now a client snaps a picture of that. They end up right on your site to both quote and enroll themselves for coverage. So again, just a lot of ways to kind of make dental and vision easy for your clients and help introduce you to new potential clients as well. So reach us, visit explore.ameritas.com /agent marketing to grab more of that content, but a lot of it out there for you to kind of include more dental and vision. So with that, I think I'm wrapped up. There's my contact information once again. And Melanie, I'll turn it back over to you for anything I might have missed or any other questions we can answer.
Great. Yeah, there were some good questions that were coming in that I didn't know the answers to either. So I'll start at the top. If if you've got that URL out there for somebody and they apply for coverage through your link, but you're not licensed in that state yet, how would that work? Would you get the opportunity to get licensed in that state so you could receive the commissions?
That's a good question. And thank you for whoever brought that up, because this is a little bit of a change. And I should have mentioned it. So behind the scenes, what happens, whenever I go to the quote enrollment tool, it's going to automatically grab, um, you know what, let me just do it here real quick. I'm sorry, I'm kind of changing gears here real fast, but let me
No,
do
you're
this.
perfect.
So on the, can you see that? Is that coming up?
Yep, I
Is
see
it the
like
quote
your
enrollment tool?
the zip code box. Yep.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay. So let's just go ahead and I'll grab a quick zip code here. Let's grab yours down there, 4223. Okay, so whenever I put in my zip code, right now I'm looking at a live link. So what I do whenever I hit this get started, it's going to automatically, you don't even notice it in the background, but it pings and it sees if I'm licensed in the state of Kentucky before it allows me to move to the quote enrollment link. If I'm not licensed in Kentucky, it will send you an email notification that somebody visited your site in that state. Do you want to get appointed? If I'm already there, it's good to go. We will automatically appoint you with your non-resident once the sale's completed. If you're not, again, we do send an email notification that someone's hit your site for it.
Perfect. Awesome. And once they're appointed with you, that's when they get their Pearl link, right?
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Once
So
once
if
appointed,
anybody's
then
on the
it's 3 to
call
5
and
days. Yeah.
oh, perfect. Just shoot a reply to my webinar recap if you're interested in getting appointed with Ameritas, and I'll forward you to our contracting department to get all that taken care of for you so you can get your Pearl link. Let me see. There was another good question I saw. Oh, a couple more. If a client moves zip codes, would their rates change to the new zip code? Or how would that work if they move?
Yeah, great questions. They do. If we're notified by the client of the address change, we just update it to their new zip code and any potential plan changes along with new pricing.
Okay. So kind of like your car insurance. If you move it, it might change a little bit.
You got it.
If a client self-enrolls in a broker's link, do you guys notify the brokers that there's been a new application submitted?
We do.
Okay,
Yep. Yeah.
perfect.
So right here as an example, you can see I changed up zip codes on the live version here. So you can see
Perfect.
the difference in pricing, right? A little less expensive here, but whenever I do or a client does a self-enrollment, whatever email address I have on file here, whatever shows up on your Pearl during the appointment process, we send you the email notification that a client enrolled for coverage.
Perfect. And I think the last one can be addressed on this page too. So these quotes that you're running are just covering that one person, right?
This is for
It's
an
a
individual.
family of 3. Okay.
Yep.
But they can adjust that there.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
I can dial this up. Here's where you see now I moved it from 3 to 5. You can see the price point didn't change, but everybody gets
Okay.
their own benefit. So yeah, that's where
Perfect. So
we
you could quote out the husband and the wife separately, see if it's cheaper to, have their own plans or put them both on the same one.
Yep. You got it. 100%.
Do you guys have vision only plans?
We do.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I could do that. Matter of fact, I will. I'll just
There was
back up
just a
here real quick.
pricing question on that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can do just a vision only. So I'll, whenever I go in here, I should have pointed out while I was doing it, but here's where, do I need dental coverage? This can be yes or no. I can say no, and yes, I do want vision. So, and there's my 2 vision plans.
Perfect. That's awesome. Thank you so much. And there were a lot of questions. So if I missed anybody's, like I said, email me back. And if I don't know the answer, I'll get it over to Chad to make sure that we address all your guys' questions, because there was a lot of great information, and you guys had a lot of great questions. I really appreciate you guys taking the time and being so attentive and participating. It makes it so much more fun.
Yeah, great question. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Melanie. I appreciate it. Thanks for everybody that attended.
My pleasure. Keep an eye out for that webinar recap and email me with any questions. Chad, thank you so much. I'm sure we'll do it again soon.
All right. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.